Alrighty, so at this point, I got my first nursing job, and now I'm trying to. It was contingent on passing the NCLEX, so I took the NCLEX and I did not pass. 85 and failed over here. Okay, down the drain. Anxiety through the roof. Like anxiety was through the roof. I for 2 days before my actual test, I did not sleep. My heart was beating so fast, and I thought I was going to die that I just was scared to sleep. And then I get into the test, like it's just going all bad. Like I have to use the bathroom, like go. I have to go to the bathroom. And it's just not working out. So I ended up not passing. Went back, I was using Archer. Went back over my Archer content. I took the NCLEX again, and it wasn't that I was doing super duper poorly, but I wasn't doing super duper well as well because I ran out of time. I did not have, I used the whole time, and by the time it cut off, I did not give Pearson view enough to say that I was a competent nurse. And that probably broke me more than the 85 and fail, because it was like, girl, you was right there. You ran out of time. So that was that. So I ended up getting a tutor, and my mom told me about a tutor. I went and ended up getting a tutor, and he basically made me read the Saunders book from front to back, handread all my notes, and he was very good at strategy. So when it came down to strategy, honey, and to understand, I was the girl, because he taught me how to break them things down. I ended up stop using Archer, and I used NCLEX Boot Camp. That's what saved my life, because NCLEX Boot Camp, they have a separate section solely for case studies. It's probably about 300 questions in every section: adult health, peds, mental health, maternity, like everything. In not only that, I did the 30-day one. Not only that, like within the case studies, it tells you what to look for within the question so you can better answer the questions. So I did that or whatever. That was good. They have 4 readiness exams with the trial that I had. I took all 4 readiness. The difference between Archer and the boot camp was the boot camp, your readiness, you cannot pause it. Once you start, you have to finish it because there's no pausing. So I don't even know what the result is if you don't, or if you close out of it, but I didn't want to find out. I did all my readiness in the time frame that it was. I did change my study setting when it did come time for me to take a readiness test. I did not take it at home. I did not take it around anybody. I literally went to the library and acted like I was taking the NCLEX and sat at a public computer and took the test. And once it completed, I got up and I left and I went home and reviewed my rationales. Or, well, pick up my daughter, but and then review my rationales. So I was very strict on the way I studied, versus before. Before I was going to the library, but before I was also reviewing content in the library, it would be a long day in the library, and I just was not doing that anymore. With the boot camp program, I literally altered it to, okay, you're going to take a test, and I just would put myself in that mentality. Now, the Saunders book is a Saunders book. That thing is golden. Okay, I read everything in there. But when it came down to actually taking the NCLEX, it's pure strategy. Strategy, okay? Because you're not going to remember everything that you reviewed content over. So if you are not strategic and know how to weed them out, baby, you're going to get lost in the sauce. And just because you remember something from a prior question, when you're at the NCLEX, you cannot go off of no prior questions. You got to focus on what's in front of you. That's it. Read the question, focus, weed it out. That was literally me talking to myself during the test. So I did end up passing in the 85. Okay. Okay. I was scared. I did do the trick. And, That was just a pivotal moment for me spiritually. I was going through a spiritual shift, so to say. Like I for the month of September, um I started going to church like every week, started getting God into my repertoire. Not that he wasn't there before, but I was this was the prayer cry. Okay, God, get me out of here. I don't want to see an NCLEX question again. Help. So I did go ahead and get baptized, committed my life to the good Lord. Hallelujah. So I literally got baptized on Sunday, and boom, Tuesday, NCLEX, boom, Wednesday, RN, hello, what's up? Because my God show out for me, okay? So that was that. A lot of my anxiety came from like fear of failure. And I feel like every time that I had that feeling of anxiety, this time I didn't let it sit in me. Like when I had that feeling of anxiety, I would literally pray it in that moment. I cast these spirits of anxiety, these spirits of doubt. I cast it down to the pits of hell. Get out of me, come up off me, because I don't need it. And that helped my mental, because every time like my heart get to palpating and stuff, it just get to going. And I just used to just let it happen. And this time I didn't let fear touch me. Okay, if it did, I prayed off that moment. It didn't matter where I was. It's not penetrating here. No ma'am, no sir. And it's so crazy because that movie Deliverance or whatever, everybody said the movie was trash, but I personally feel like the movie spoke to who it needed to speak to. And I felt like it spoke to me because the lady, the prayer lady, she came up in there in fear and she ended up dying. I don't know. I'm probably going off tangent, but I definitely correlated that to my life and was just like, girl, you cannot go into the NCLEX with no fear. You cannot do it. You cannot go in there with no fear. You cannot be scared, because if you're scared, that test going to eat you alive. And essentially, your girl a nurse, okay? And that's basically my journey, my testimony or whatever. I am super duper excited for the new beginnings. This is open. No, I am not done with school. Your girl, I can't say I love school. We got a love-hate relationship because guess what? I'm going back to school. But that was my journey.